Overland travel is supposed to be dangerous. It's not a sightseeing tour, at least not in an RPG. It's not a straight line from point A to point B where nothing bad happens. If your players treat the wilderness like a stroll down the sidewalk, you're running it wrong. So, folks, Wednesday we talked about running hex crawls that evolve, worlds that actually change as the party explores. And because last week's Hexcrawl video went nuts, thank you all. Thursday's follow up is all about the piece that really makes the wilderness feel alive: danger. Because here's the thing: if there's no risk in the world outside the dungeon door, the sandbox falls apart. So today, we're going to talk about when danger is appropriate, why most tables use random encounters the wrong way, how travel pressure creates story, and the three tools that make overland danger exciting instead of frustrating. So, most DMs, especially newer ones, are terrified of overland danger. So they play it soft. They skip encounters, they fudge distances, they assume perfect weather. They let players march for days without a single complication. When you do that, your wilderness becomes a waiting room, a lobby, a loading screen between dungeons. It becomes stagnant. There's no tension, there's no stakes, no sense of accomplishment when they reach their destination because there was nothing to overcome. And that's the problem. Danger is what gives travel texture. It breaks the routine, it forces the players to make decisions, it burns the resources of the player characters, it makes the players think twice before taking the long route. But most importantly, danger is where wilderness storytelling comes from. Hear me out. It's not the lore, it's not the flavor text, it's not cute travel montages. No. It's actual danger that sparks retreats, surprise discoveries, lost hirelings, desperate weather shelter, weird NPC encounters, occasionally memorable ones, player emergencies, hopefully for the PCs, not the players themselves, and yes, emergent plot twists. You don't need a plot, you just need adversity that feels organic. The plot will generate itself. So here's how you make danger meaningful instead of random noise. I know there's those that are going to say it's all random and that sucks. Okay. Your map shouldn't be evenly dangerous. There should be safe routes, risky routes, and downright suicidal routes. Players choose the level of danger. That's the game. So maybe the shortcut goes through troll country. Maybe the mountain pass is faster but avalanche prone. And maybe the swamp is crawling with the undead, but there's treasure there. You telegraph danger. Don't surprise them. You telegraph it. They decide anyway. That's how OSR play works. How about resource pressure? Every dangerous wilderness should drain something. Could be rations and water, could be time, could be hit points, could be fatigue, could be torchlight. Resources are finite. When players start watching their supply levels drop, that's when the tension kicks in. The best travel sessions I've run in the past didn't come from monsters. They came from the players arguing about whether they had enough food and water to detour around the location that they considered to be dangerous. And if they didn't have the food and water, guess what? Onward they dove into danger. And of course, there was the danger clock. This is a little nebulous. You're going to have to make it fit your own campaign, but this is going to be the basics for you. It's the easiest way to make a wilderness scary without being unfair. You create a simple track, 6 segments, maybe more. Every time something slows the party down, whether it's weather, whether it's getting lost, whether it's rest and the watch rotations, it's foraging or the failure to accomplish your foraging, fighting monsters that they encounter, you advance the clock. And when the clock ticks, that final tick, when all those parts are filled, something big happens. It's either a major threat or maybe it's a faction event. Remember from yesterday's video? Maybe it's a supernatural phenomenon. It should be something the players will remember for a good long time. It turns travel from roll random encounters into, oh crap, the clock's almost full, we need to move. For this to work, though, the players have to understand the clock is in play. You don't need it for all Overland encounters. This is probably best for the climatic ones, but it can work well. How about weather? Bad weather is the most underused danger tool in the hobby. Harsh rain, deep snow, fog, thunderstorms, extreme heat or cold. All of these should affect travel speed, fatigue, visibility, risk of getting lost, encounter tables, and its flavor. And in BX, weather can kill just as easily as monsters. The wilderness should occasionally feel like it wants the PCs to be dead. Now here's the twist. And I know I'm going to get some pushback on this. I gave myself pushback on it when I first came up with this thought, but most tables overuse random encounters. Not necessarily indoors and in dungeons, but outdoors. Because your time frame is different outdoors. You don't roll them every hour. You roll them when they make sense. So hear me out. There's no danger in civilized farmland, right? It's patrolled unless there's something going on that you, the DM, have planned. That should be safe. There's low danger in patrolled or unpatrolled roads. So yes, you can roll random encounters, but they should be less likely to be something that's going to be confrontational. Maybe the party meets the patrol. Maybe they meet traders, merchants. Medium danger in the Wilderlands, because they're the Wilderlands. High danger in cursed or legendary areas. Each of these areas deserve their own encounter tables. And those encounter tables can include random events. They don't have to necessarily be an encounter with an intelligent creature. Context is what makes danger feel fair, not constant dice rolling. So, that's how you make overland travel dangerous in a way that enhances the game instead of slowing it down. Next week, we can go even deeper. I'm thinking a full episode on wilderness encounters and why they're one of the most misused tools in old school gaming. So, if that's something that you want to see, tell me in the comments below. Until then, be safe, be well, God bless. And I'll see you here at the tavern. Catch you later.